Jeff Darlington from ESPN joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. So then now handicap it for me then. Where do you think 8 days from now the chances of him going to a different team and where?
So I think that there's a number of teams that are, first of all, as of last week, as of probably 4 or 5 days ago, I had spoken to executives with 8 different teams that were showing at least varying degrees of interest. Now, to go down each team and say what degree of interest, I don't know that that's the right thing to do at this point, but I would say that there's a number of teams that would sign him right now, pen to paper. And whether Tom then considers those teams to be the teams that he's willing to marry, that becomes what I think happens in the next week. To answer your question in terms of handicapping, I still think that I know that people are saying that the Titans feel like they're, not the spot for him, that they're not as interested in him. Look, until a team comes out and says, we're not signing Tom Brady, I'm keeping him in the race as a team of interest. The Titans, the Bucks are another team that I do not think that we should dismiss. And, of course, from the beginning, the Chargers and the Raiders are 2 teams that remain in the hunt as well. So those 4 teams, I think, are the most likely, but that doesn't mean that we should completely take the 49ers off the board. Again, look, silence is deafening. We're not hearing leaks or anybody saying that Tom Brady is not coming to the 49ers. And I'm not saying that that's the way we decide whether they're interested, but it certainly means that they haven't been clear that they're not. So I think that we should continue to keep them on our radar as well. There's 5 teams right there that certainly we should be still considering as potential landing spots for Tom Brady.
So let's just place the Niners aside because to me that would be, in my mind, the spot where Brady would want to go the most if he does want to leave New England for various purposes. So let's just put the pin in that for a moment. Let's just say it is the Titans raising their hands and the Bucks and Bruce Arians and Gruden and the Raiders and the Chargers here in Los Angeles. And Brady looks and he goes, okay, I need to uproot my family, period. He's got to uproot his family to all these 4 places. 2 of them are in Mahomes' division. Okay.
Right.
One of them may or may not have Derrick Henry. I'm assuming they will keep him if I sign some sort of friendly deal. And another one is in Tampa, state taxes. That'll be nice. That they don't have to have. I'm serious. But I mean, they were particularly far away. Like, that is not my shot. As much as I love the no risk it, no biscuit and how we could potentially put a team together. And man, do I love Evans and I see Godwin and I saw what they did last year with Jameis. I could definitely cut those interceptions by 90% and let's go. But they seem to be far away. Don't you think that those 4, if those are the 4 that raise their hand, that would make New England more attractive in your mind, Jeff?
I don't think so. I think when we do look at, so first of all, you're right. The Titans are definitely more interesting. In fact, to a degree that is probably hard to get past with Derrick Henry than without him. But if they do have Derrick Henry, they're a team that got to the AFC Championship game despite a terrible start to the season. So hard to call them anything but a contender entering 2020, especially with Tom Brady. So the Bucks, I actually look at that team toward the end of the season and look at what their defense was able to do. I think that they definitely would need to make strides on the offensive line, especially if they sign Brady. They've got to change a little bit of the way they play if they bring in Brady, because Bruce Arians generally will get his quarterbacks killed. God bless the guy. I adore him. But, you've got to protect Brady better if he's going to go there. But otherwise, they do check off a lot of the boxes that I think Brady would be looking for. Even though I know people have a tough time thinking that Brady would look at a place like Tampa, not exactly a place just, rich in history in terms of the NFL. But I don't know that is as important as maybe we project it to be. So those 2 teams, I think, are probably more attractive than we realize. And then the Chargers certainly being in Los Angeles is something that the tough thing for me with the Chargers that I continue to not be able to get past is that they moved on from Phillip Rivers in part because Anthony Lynn wants a more mobile quarterback with better escapability and all those things that maybe someone like Tua brings to the table. I I find myself not being able to get past that, despite the fact that I continue to hear that the Chargers are most certainly interested in signing Brady.
Well, the reason for that is, Jeff, for just interject, sitting out here in Los Angeles, Jeff Darlington of ESPN joining me here, and then we can continue on. That over the last 24, 48 hours, it is possible. Again, this is an opportunity where Brady may come here to Los Angeles and play football. That is a very apparent to all the Los Angeles NFL fans here. The conversation is, and here in Los Angeles about the football scene is that leaked logo that the Rams might be putting on their caps and all of their uniforms, is that what we're seeing online? Really? The Los Angeles Rams new logo? Like, for real? You know, like, that has been the conversation. Not like, is Brady really coming here? That's why the Chargers need Tom Brady.
That's a great point.
In the worst way, Jeff. So Anthony Lynn may want more mobility, but at the end of the day, to use that phrase, do the Chargers need Tom Brady with that new stadium opening up this fall?
It's so true. And I guess you could make a little bit of that same argument for the Raiders too. I mean, honestly, I don't know that John Gruden looks at Tom Brady. While he might love him, like, who's changing their terminology there? Because I don't see it being John Gruden. And when we talk about needing a coach who's collaborative, yes, Gruden will be that guy, fun Uncle Gruden for the first few weeks. But all of a sudden, when reality hits and Gruden starts saying, well, this is my offense, what happens then? But I could still see Mark Davis on the other side of that saying, we got a new stadium and a new market, and I'll be damned if we're not going to consider adding a guy who will inject a level of energy, to your point about the Chargers,
right?
In this organization, like we absolutely need.
Give me a wild card in the Brady race that we're not talking about. Give me somebody to keep an eye on. Drop one. Drop me a Darlington bomb out the door is basically what I'm saying. What do you got?
What'd you say?
Drop me a Darlington bomb out the door.
I think this is where my connection starts to go bad, right?
That's it.
I'm not going to drop any kind of crazy bomb on you right now, but
yes,
I would say when it comes to the Bucs, don't dismiss them based on the helmet that they wear or the city that they play in. I don't think that will have as much to do with the ultimate decision that people maybe anticipated having.